I have never done a video like this before, but I think it's time. For the first time ever, I'm going to tell you what happened behind the scenes of this electric car news channel as I stood up to Tesla and other EV makers over the last few years, why my coverage of EV news is so different from other influencers and journalists, and what happens to a YouTuber like me when one doesn't fall in line with the narrative of the car brands or the rest of the automotive media. I will also tell you about some changes that I'm sure my regular viewers have noticed in my recent videos and reveal my new channel graphics and slogan that will now better reflect the purpose of this channel. And we're going to start right now. Welcome to E4 Electric, where I reveal the truth behind the electric car headlines. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward. I have been driving electric cars for over 10 years now, running this channel for 4 of them as my full-time job. For many years, I've been excited about the new technology, prototypes, and unveilings as an early EV adopter. But a few years ago, we should make it black and white for drama. A few years ago, I have noticed, maybe add some sad music? That's the stuff. That not all news were good news for us, the consumers. First Tesla and then other EV makers have started to act like, well, what they've always been, multi-billion-dollar greedy corporations with the main goal of making as much money as they could for their investors, while customers like me and you who helped to build many of those brands were being ignored and sometimes, what's the industry term for that? Fucked over. But I also realized that I didn't care about Tesla or Rivian or Lucid. I cared about Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, and other EV drivers, like myself and those who watched my channel. So my reporting has started to change, and I started to point out the problems I was now seeing. And oh boy, that came at a price. My first taste of what it was like when a big company like Tesla was unhappy with my coverage came back in 2017 when this channel was still called Everything Tesla. After being a part of Tesla's Friends and Family launch event for the Model 3, I filed a report from a public sidewalk in front of Tesla's headquarters and filmed some of the very first Model 3's driving on public roads. I was immediately contacted and threatened by Tesla to take the video down even though I've done nothing wrong. And at that time, I didn't know any better, so I did take it down. But I felt dirty. And in that moment, I promised myself that I will never do it again. I will report on what I believe is right, and I will stand behind it, no matter who threatens me with what. Well, apparently, it wasn't just Tesla who did not like my new reporting when I started pointing out the issues with the brand. Hardcore Tesla fans and influencers did not want to agree to disagree. What happened then? Well, I'll tell you in just a second, but before that, a quick reminder that this video is brought to you by Flow. Check out the Flow Home X5 and give your garage some sex appeal with its elegant design, sturdy 100% aluminum casing, and plenty of cord length. Get yours using our exclusive $150 discount in the description of this video. And by NeoCharge, you can now charge 2 cars at the same time without spending a ton of money on rewiring your home. All you need is the smart splitter from NeoCharge. Get one today and use the discount code in the description of this video. So, suggesting that the Church of Tesla and the supreme leader Elon Musk were not perfect was indeed a sin. That's when I discovered the hate mail, insults and threads in the comment section, and even some Tesla YouTubers actively making videos to cancel my channel.
Why would you watch this guy? He has no value whatsoever. If you have watched his channel before, don't watch it again. If you are currently a subscriber to E4 Electric, unsubscribe. This guy adds nothing, zero value. He is a negative on society. He is a negative on the EV community. He is a stain.
That delightful and not at all angry video was titled E for Idiot. Granted, spelling is not the strongest suit of my critics, but I digress. A couple of years ago, I could not for the life of me understand why other Tesla fans and owners would not side with me, someone pointing out the injustices against them as consumers, and rather side with the very corporation that was doing it to them. It took me a minute to figure out that most of the Tesla influencers, including my dear friend Warren, are Tesla stock investors, having more money tied in their stock than in cars. Now that finally made sense. Needless to say that Tesla, of course, did not invite me to any of their media events. They still don't, except for one, the Cybertruck unveiling, when Tesla actually hired a bunch of PR people and they did not yet understand the Tesla way. They're all gone now. Meanwhile, at that time, my reporting on most other brands has been very positive, because there was nothing to complain about yet. Everyone was making shiny prototypes and throwing out promises and hugs. But once those brands started to do what Tesla was doing all along, which was actually making cars, I realized that they weren't doing any better than Tesla did in terms of how they started to treat their customers. So my coverage went from, oh, look at that pretty EV, to, hey, why are you lying to your customers? Bad EV. And as soon as I started doing that, they all, one by one, have banned me from their media events, just like Tesla did before them. Man, Tesla truly was the first at everything. Now, media events, just in case if you don't know, are when you get invited by a brand to go somewhere most likely exotic and cool, fly business class, stay at nice hotels and be fed at 5-star restaurants, and then you get to see and sometimes drive the brand new prototypes or first production cars and make great videos with them. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you've probably noticed that I used to get invited to very exclusive Rivian and Lucid events, including checking out their early prototypes and getting interviews with their CEOs. But you have probably also noticed that you haven't seen those videos in a while now, haven't you? Well, that's because the videos that you have been watching on this channel are the videos about Rivian's accelerator pedal breaking off or their staff intimidating a member of a media, as well as reports on Lucid's production hell pointing out to incompetence and lies. GM banned me after I showed this footage of their shitty self-driving software Super Cruise trying to run me into the highway divider or other cars. Volkswagen just told me the other day they've banned me because I called out the disappointing design of their new ID Buzz. Kia took away the press pass they were sponsoring for me when I told them I wasn't going to do a cheery, positive, infomercial-like story on the EV6 because I had to point out multiple shortcomings with its interior design. And I can go on and on and on. Now you're probably saying, Alex, what are you complaining about? Why would these brands invite critics to their media events? Well, because it's their job. I mean, anybody can invite a bunch of journalists and have great dinners with them, knowing that they're going to write positive articles and make positive videos about the car so they can get invited back. It is really their job to invite the critics to the events so maybe they can curb and address some of the concerns and at the very least have a say and represent the brand in our videos and articles, because it's not like we're not going to do them if we're not invited. One thing you might have noticed when watching those videos of mine is that no one else is really covering the news from this angle. Definitely not to a degree I am. Now, why is that? Well, remember those nice trips to the media events I was talking about earlier? Well, not only most journalists and YouTubers don't want to forfeit those, they are awesome, believe me. They rely on them to create content. Almost all of them need the invites and access to the cars to put out their videos and articles. So where does this leave me? Banned by the automakers and ghosted by the automotive media. Now, I think this is where you're supposed to feel bad for me. But don't. This is exactly where I want to be. Now, I know I've lost subscribers and sponsors and money, but this is the only way I know how to do my job, which is telling you, my viewers, the truth behind the electric car headlines that you see everywhere. Which brings me to my new channel graphics and my new slogan that I have unveiled today. This has been about 2 months in the works. I wanted those who come across my channel for the first time get a clear visual representation of what this channel is all about. And this is what I came up with. Hope you like it, and I hope you now have a better understanding what goes into the videos that I hope you enjoy weekly on this channel. Alright, looking forward to all of your comments. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.